This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Breaking news about 2 hours ago. I'm there preparing for the show, and I think it was Tom Pelissero that got it, and he reports that the Atlanta Falcons are trading for Charles Harris. And I'm like, wow. And you saw Taco Charlton got released yesterday. And we talked about this the other day, that one of the characteristics I love about these guys is they don't waste time. If you're not performing, they traded for Josh Rosen. They prepare him in that offseason, and then they put him out there when Fitz is struggling, and he couldn't take advantage of it. And they didn't keep him out there to keep screwing up and all. No. They said, yo, dude, you're not ready. You're not helping us win right now. We can't have you out there screwing it up for everybody else. We know everybody else isn't perfect right now, but you're not doing enough as a quarterback for our team. You're benched. Charles Harris not performing. He goes to the bench. Taco Charlton, they pick him up off waivers. He gets a couple sacks early on. His play tails off. You go to the bench. All right? They don't waste time here at all, whether it's their guy or not. And I happen to love that attitude of theirs. And then here's the other characteristic. I talked about this a couple days ago, that Chris Grier and company have kind of, in 1 year, have put their imprint on this team, right? They have found depth at the secondary. They have found depth on the offensive line. They went and drafted and signed a whole bunch of people on the D-line so they can have starters and depth, right? So they're already they have turned over this roster a lot in 1 year, okay? And it's a better roster, I think, right now, actually, because the pieces actually fit together. And then here's the other characteristic about Chris Grier that I'm starting to learn about him. Be prepared. Here we go. If you get cut from the Miami Dolphins, it's because Chris Grier really could not trade you. Because none of us expected a trade for Ryan Tannehill. And yet somehow he was able to get a fourth rounder for Ryan Tannehill. And you look at this Charles Harris move, and it's a seventh rounder. And a seventh rounder isn't anything special, but you would figure Charles Harris is going to get cut. I mean, put it this way. I guarantee you that Chris Grier gets Andy Dalton traded. Okay? You see how the Bengals had to cut him? No freaking way that happens with Chris Grier. He finds a way to get something for Andy Dalton. Now, listen, I know some of you out there, you're going to tell me, he drafted him. You're right. It was a bust. Didn't work out. They tried. It didn't fit. The kid just doesn't have it. I don't even know if there was, I can't even call it that it wasn't a scheme fit, because the kid just never came through. So you never could find out. If somebody doesn't prove that they can play, how the hell do you know what he fits, where he fits? So I can't even get to that stage of understanding where you even put Charles Harris and linebacker, all that stuff. That's a moot point at this time. Why? Because he never performed. The guy never showed you anything. He never showed you dog. He never showed you talent. He never showed you any damn thing. And so, and this, I got to tell you something. If I'm a Falcons fan, I'm really questioning my front office in a sense of, this is a guy that's done absolutely nothing. You're just going to give a pick away. And I know it's a seventh rounder, but you're going to pick up his salary. They would have let him go. They just let go of Taco Charlton. Now, maybe they let him go later on in training camp. Whatever. But are you that desperate to bring on a bad player? That doesn't make any sense to me. you know? And so I commend, Chris Grier for actually getting something for the guy. Yeah, it was a bust of a pick, and I understand all of that, but some people will throw that out there, and yeah, it's an obvious take, but Christian Wilkins has been a good first-rounder. Laramie Tunsil was a good first-rounder, and Minka was a good first-rounder. Now, they've traded 3 of those 4 guys. They didn't want to trade 2 of those 3 guys. They didn't want to trade Minka, but if Minka doesn't want to be here, then you know what? Screw you. Get the hell out of here. And Laramie Tunsil, you could not turn down that trade. It would be you're in the middle of a rebuild. Why would you turn down 3 picks? If Austin Jackson hits and he becomes your left tackle, it becomes one of the best trades in Dolphin history because you already got your tackle with 1 pick. Now you got extra picks. So now you got a chance to really better your team. To me, that's where I'm looking at this whole thing. Austin Jackson hits, you're awesome. You're set. It's fantastic. And so I get the short-sighted approach from some people that, well, they trade him, but he also drafted. Well, yeah, but he's done a good job of drafting because Wilkins is a hit, I believe. I believe Tunsil's a hit, and I believe Minka's a hit. He picked them. Those are the players that he spotted, just like he spotted X in the second round, who's a first-round type guy. And we'll find out how these 3 first-round picks, this year develop. But overall, I gotta say that to get anything for the guy is absolutely freaking amazing. And I got to give Chris Grier a lot of credit there, man.